You're going to be hard to kill, though not from lack of trying. I hear Monarch's in need of more game hunters.
É um RPGzão mesmo, né, cara? Vou até botar o fone. Pera aí, rapidinho. Porra, é um RPGzão mesmo. Espero que preste essa porra. Vou botar aqui. Vou botar o meu Pulse 3D. Obrigado. Agora, filho. Coisa linda. Nenhuma aptidão pulando, sou boa carreira. Expandir o alcance da humanidade, da fronteira. A central é a determinação mais duração do efeito da bebida. Burocrata. Ó. Bloqueio. O universo funciona com leis, a lei precisa importar papelada, bonança, na exceção. Se alguma for carimbada, arquivado, desarquivado, referenciado, redigido, certificado, catalogado, numerado, então pode muito bem sequer existir, incluindo certidões de nascimento. Caixa, subclasse não. Caixa, subclasse não. Nenhuma transação é concluída sem um sorriso. Você vive pelo barulho do cartucho de bits inserido na fidelidade pela promessa de um bom dia. Volte logo até mais, sua matrícula vazia. Isso é um verso de quadro que você pretende levar para a fronteira. Eletricista, dano de choque, especialista, aptidão, também fazendeiro, sujeira, extrator de aditivos alimentares, pela classe sanitária, foda. Massacote, como dizia o Chaves. Técnico médico, canal Júnior, no caso Júnior seu, mas não. Inspetor de segurança. É no que eu trabalho, né? Da vida real. Assistente de cientista. Cara, vou botar essa porra. Dano de plasma. Na sua linha de trabalho, os resultados da empresa precisam de mais proteção para os funcionários. Para peitos não são gratuitos. A blindagem térmica precisa ser destruída e uma escotilha que sela com segurança é um luxo. Você está na guarda de garantir que todas as despesas possíveis sejam poupadas. Já que o trabalho não se faz sozinho ainda. Você prefere pensar em acidentes de trabalho como pequenas consequências. Ah, cara, eu vou dizer que isso é o teu trabalho aqui. E vamos.
Safety inspector. Oh, they must have meant bribe collector.
Dano de plasma recebido. Bom. Opa! Olha o caralho. Como sempre mais feio, né? Rosto. Lá. China. Branco aqui, né? China. queixo, boca, largura do nariz, inclinação. Ah, é aquele negócio, não tem isso não. Nariz pra baixo. Aqui. Não, não é esse não. Não. Não tem. Nareba. Cabelo. O cabelo tá todo descarregado. Tá quase assim. Gosta aí. No pentinho fica assim, ó. Passar essa franjinha ali. Cara, ele tá mais pra loucura assim, né? O cabelo tá muito grande, cara. Não, não tá tanto assim, não, tá? Vai tá mais ou menos assim. O pentinho direito. Mas ele não fica, ele fica caindo assim. Olha essa porra. Coloração. Castanho, pra pôr no cabelo preto. Ah, meu Deus, sobrancelha. Pelos faciais. Para. É, meu ralinho. Maquiagem. Não tem maquiagem não. Sujeira. Aí também é foda. Cicatriz. Cicatriz é maneiro. Senhor. É. Não, let's go.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
De volta. Aumentou o tamanho dessa legenda. Terra 2. Laboratório orbital. Sistema de componentes.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 10%.
Shit. Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck.
Oh,
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
caralho. Não quero falar nada, eu quero ver. Aí.
Ah, you've landed. Good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in Law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, well, that stinks. Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Investigating an illegally grounded ship. All spacecraft must arrive and depart from authorized landing pads. That's board law, that is. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
Depois eu não posso caçar o criminoso pra você.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Valeu, amigo. R2 atacar. Amigão, não tem mais nada aqui pra mim? Não, né? Então...
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened?
Bora.
Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
Ele tá fechando. Não vou matar os larga-ratos. Coronhado, vai passar larga-rato. Devagar, devagar, devagar. Complicações na hibernação detectadas. Dilatação temporal-tática. Devido às complicações decorrentes de reviver após a hibernação prolongada, sucede o processo de tempo de maneira diferente. Aperte o botão da dilatação temporal-tática, DTT. Desacelera o mundo, dando a você tempo para pensar e agir. Esse modo tem um tempo limitado. Ficar imóvel drena seu medidor de DTT infinitamente. Enquanto movimentos e ataques fazem com que ele esgote mais rápido. O medidor de DTT é reabastecido com o tempo. É ruim. Dilatação temporal tática. Entendi. Alguns indivíduos podem ser atingidos. Se não encontrar inimigo próximo para que tenha não chega muito perto. Não, Gustavo, diminuir isso. São duas vezes o botão de pulo para esquivar. De esquerda para a direita. Ih, cara, eu vou diminuir essa. Nossa, você viu a mira? Que loucura! Facilidade de controle, meu Deus. Meu Deus, isso aqui é gente. Facilidade da mira. Nossa, tá alto. Gente, ainda tô achando, caralho. Agora, acho que vai ser pra 10. Esses caras vêm aqui. Está me dando vontade de ir ao banheiro, fazer um cocôzinho. Lá, 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 lá. Esperem só um momento que eu já volto. Lá, 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 lá. estou envolvido, tá? Esse barulho de vento é porque o ventilador tá ligado com um pique muito calor daquele Rio de Janeiro. Sinto muito. Inspecionar a habilidade de pistolas, ele tem. Efeito especial sangrar. Aqui. Olhos. Nosso manto holográfico projeto disfarça em você. Caralho, o jogo. Agachamento. Pressione 2 vezes o botão de pulo para esquivar para a esquerda ou para a direita ou para trás. Direção de obstáculos, corrida, espólio. Inventário. Você tem um novo item, certo? Combate. Armador. É básico. Inalador. Deslocação temporal, DTT. Furtividade. Você não encontra uma arma ou botão de o botão de troca de arma permite que você alterne entre armas equipadas. Percepção. Hacking e arrombamento. Suas habilidades de hacking, caso o jogador chegar a metade da versão do estado de hacking, vai arrombar aliados e bypass, não vai fora que ele está com controle de seja alto, controle da segurança. Eu não sei se eu tenho essa habilidade. O que você? Ah, tá, eu não tenho. Não tenho isso. Peraí, esse aqui. É vejo. Vejo. Nada. Não vi nada. Nada. Só faltou um agaso. Ainda não. Cartucho de bicho, são leves, só leves. Arma no coldre. Troca de armas. Se encontrou uma nova arma, o botão de troca de arma permite que você alterne entre as armas equipadas na tela de inventário. Não importa. Eu ia abrir essa porcaria. Lá. O correio dele. Cara, tá muito sensível essa mira. O que é isso, cara? Tá zero. Eu também. Porra, não pode ver aquela loucura ali. Não tem nada aqui, nada. Não tem nem mais uma gasozinha. Porra, vou deixar ele abrir isso aqui. Aí é foda, não é possível, cara. O outro cara que eu matei. Adeus aí, baú. Isso, cara. Eu queria muito abrir você. Vamos embora. Deixa eu ver uma parada aqui. Diário. Furtividade. Combate. balística era medo, uma pessoa que ali tá. Deixa eu maneirinha até agora, né?
Where'd you come from? Golem, that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
Deixa pra lá.
Really? How is he?
Não, sangrando e delirando.
Well, that's a relief. You don't want to know how much paperwork's involved in paying off a gravesite fee. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some.
Precisam recuperar o fôlego na bastante, é só dia. Os guardas da premissa espaciais fogem do desafio. Mentira. Acho que você conseguiria fazer os saqueadores contarem quem é o dono daquela nave. Acho que vou ter que te dar um 0 na minha pesquisa de ativação do cliente. Eu não gostei dela não, né? Mas... não se preocupe. De que eu vou lidar com isso, covarde? Deixa eu fazer isso sozinho. Não. Tenta persuadir.
Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. And it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Claro.
Here we go.
Isso, bom. Muita trocação. Tá vendo aí, moleque? Moral? Ih. Pega só pra desmontar, cara. Dando 36. Mas o equipamento da empresa é esperado, é o que você vai fazer do rapaz. Você pode consertar as armaduras em uma bancada, usando peças de armas e armaduras. Consiga as peças junto aos itens desejados. Entendi. Você repara? Tá com a chavinha ali. Vamos. E agora?
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty.
Eu caio em cima dele.
I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? I understand. You are speaking metaphorically. You wandered outside this ship and experienced a permanent, life-changing encounter. The old you is dead. Welcome back, Captain Hawthorne.
Meu Deus,
I
que louca.
extend felicitations and congratulations on your life-changing experience.
Ai, crazy villain. Okay. Crazy suspicious.
I understand. You are going undercover with an alias. I will update my discretion protocol accordingly. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. The settlement of Edgewater is located nearby. I recommend speaking to the administrator of Edgewater and requesting assistance. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? It is difficult for me to do so. I am programmed to accept commands from Captain Alex Hawthorne, after all. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Treinamento de gerência da Tia Cloud. Também sobe nível, você ganha pontos de habilidade para gastar a melhoria das suas habilidades. Ai. Ui. Eu estou com dor no bucho. Um pouquinho de água, por muito calor. Essa habilidade na habilidade agora, né? Até 100, certo? Armadores consumem os efeitos, as condições, também nível para nível de habilidade. Mas não dá, ou tira, não tem habilidade. Trabalhe diligentemente e desenvolva como pessoa, você também pode alcançar a média de gerência. Tia Clau.
The navigation console is offline at this time, Captain.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. I'm afraid we gotta dock your pay. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
acertei, né, filho?
God. What are you on about? You take a bruise to the cranium? Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices.
Não vou mentir.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Cadê o Júnior? Nossa. Vamos ver se um regulador de energia. Estou querendo ganhar um dinheirinho. Então estou aqui. Se lugar estacando pedaços, para ver o Júnior. Vamos mexer com o coveiro.
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Não.
Got a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
Você quer que eu cobre o que me deve? Posso fazer isso? Você está fazendo pessoas pagarem por seus próprios crimes? O que é? Aluguel quer dizer dinheiro. Dinheiro quer dizer papelada. Papelada quer dizer assinatura. Alguns da nossa família são lá meio displicentes no pagamento das obrigações, entende?
Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know? Yeah? The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists what got lost in the aether never to be found again? Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing far as rumors go. There a reason you asking? Hope's just a rumor, friend. Ancient rumor at that. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some zero-G brew. It's a brew that's good for what ails you. Look, I don't know what's got you caterwauling about Hope this and Colony that, but you need to stop, or there's gonna be trouble.
Qual o problema?
Trouble's in the asking. Board don't much care for folk running their mouths, spreading hoaxes and the like. Frankly, neither do I. Something I can do for you? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees. Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, the company's gonna dock my pay.
Rastreador de missões livres utiliza a missão ativa. É possível entrar alterando a missão ativa, né? Se existe a missão menu. Existe missão menu. E onde que estão os caras? Deve errado, missão ativa.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you.
Cantina de primícias.
Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
You some sort of freelancer? Some hotheads running around town talking about lost colony ships.
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this with less the grease monkey, Argo. Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker? Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through. I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, you are welcome in our little outpost. Outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale. If you are a freelancer, then I have use for you. There is pay to be earned, or supplies to tide you over. As you prefer.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations. Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that. Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith, for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented, and may prove useful to you.
Great! I got my wrenches and
Mas você que é bonitinha, pode ir.
and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Seminário de novo gerente da CP. Você ganhou um companheiro. Esse personagem, durante as suas aventuras, ajuda você de certa forma. O companheiro ajuda em combate, as habilidades deles melhoram as suas, eles aumentam a sua capacidade de carga. Você pode desbloquear as habilidades especiais dos companheiros em combate com a habilidade de inspiração. Será mais sobre seus companheiros e menu do companheiro, certo? Agora eu não sei onde eu vou achar lá os cobrador lá. Dá pra falar alguma coisa com você aí, ó?
My offer remains standing should you reconsider. Go ahead. Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible. Begging your pardon, Saltuna is a staple in the diet of any self-respecting spacer. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by, what with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world. You mean you don't know? Why, Monarch, of course. Spacer's Choice ran a mighty fishing enterprise on that world. As it so turns out, Saltuna do not take as readily to the waters of Terra 2. Scrawnier than their monarch cousins. Forces us to pack our cans with additives, you see.
Filha da puta.
Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prisiest of palate. Go ahead. It is my job to keep two eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my walk. I'm trying to remember 25 years, 26. When you get to my age, the years just rush by. You stop counting altogether. I remember looking out this window and seeing the Vale spread out from horizon to horizon. We were a sprawling town. We were booming. Times change, people change, but the Vale will always be here. Spacer's Choice will always be here. Our work won't ever end. I take comfort in that. I wish you wouldn't say things like that. I expect you wouldn't understand. You don't see the town as I do. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's Choice family. We are all doing what we were brought into this world to do. This is a Spacer's Choice town. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. The company keeps us warm, keeps us fed, keeps us working. Loyalty's got nothing to do with it, friend. This is good old-fashioned gratitude. Go ahead. That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town. Nature is uglier. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square... Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away, I knew we were in trouble. Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system for its quality flavors and additives. We used to sell citrus-flavored Saltuna in our heyday. Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced to selling unflavored and spearmint.
Heading back. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we chat? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just... he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, mister. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways. Where are we headed?
And Miss Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Figure DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M'Bakono handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. On the contrary, my position means that I am one of the few legally allowed to possess such items. But do not worry. You'll be safe since you are acting on my behalf. I can assure you, you won't find another willing to risk imprisonment to possess this book, nor anyone willing to pay the price I can offer. Glad we see eye to eye. Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vickers says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vickers sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me. When I was little, we'd get...
Thank the Lord. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. The war. The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. That's right. That's what I've been saying. We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? Go on. I'm Ludwig Miller, Associates, unofficially, strictly between you and me.
Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Is Silas still on about that? Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. The guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. If you're not familiar with ward law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Well, excuse you. I'll have you know, Eugene was an asset to us all. As Adams commanded. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Thompson, I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy. And what are you doing here? Visiting? Well, let me give you the grand tour. This here's my domicile, and there's the door. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Sounds like he's already told you. May as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. You are? Oh, wow. First time anyone's ever told me that. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see your way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Lord, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it. Just keep your head down when you're in there. Marauders have taken over. Probably tracking mud all over the archives.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Where are we headed? Oh, I cut my own hair. But Conrad's...
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. With what? My own blood? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Not a bad idea, but I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged. What can I do for you? Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? I am a Spacer's Choice certified surgeon, and if you must know, I can stitch a severed thumb with a 58% chance of avoiding gangrene. Go ahead. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. Nature is monstrous, friend, and this plague...
Hey, Miss Parvati. Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house. Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room. Well, that's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day.
Go ahead. Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started. As the good vicar says, work fortifies the spirit of a man. If you want to feel exhausted, try not having any work. The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame. Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us. Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours. Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work. As the good... The plagues... I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. Fever... Whatever it may be, I have developed my own palliative. Boy... Company... Mr. Top... Edgewater... I am never... As the... I wouldn't... Company... Nature is monstrous, friend. And this... Hey! What do you think you're doing? What can I do for you? Go ahead.
Ele tem uma barbearia encantada.
Yeah, huh? That's on account of how I never met her. It's hard to miss what you never knew. I don't ponder it over much. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math.
Day at the cannery.
Don't go knocking your work. At least we've got work.
What can I do for you? You know about Eugene? How? Then, you know Phyllis suggested selling off Eugene's gold teeth. I didn't approve of the idea then, and I don't approve of it now. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. I'm sure that I have no other choice. Here you are.
Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Fancy threads. That some kind of hibernation suit? You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?
Caralho, é RPGzão mesmo, filho. Isso aqui é. Sei lá. Pegando aí um bagulho. Opa, que isso? Não é possível achar o negócio pra abrir as portas. Ainda bem que você tava comigo, Pavarotti. Só o livro desse padre, cara, ó. Vou ter que dar a volta, né? Olha ali. Ai. Diário. Max disse que último não. A verdade. Aham. Encontro contra o regulador. isso aqui, né? Obrigado, Maximilian. Max, isso mesmo. Da isso ali. Pavarotti, fica de olho aí. Caraca, o vulcão, mano. Peraí, deixa eu fazer uma parada aqui. Merda. Tô meio que... Aí, pronto. andamento rápido desse mapa.
Mi desculpe, al del Morita. Puede estar ali. Mata.
minha querida. Guardar a arma para não... E pontos de habilidade. E talentos. Pontos de talentinho. A dilatação temporal tática dura mais tempo. Com certeza isso não é normal. Às vezes você só pode confiar em si mesmo e está tudo bem. Você causa mais dano no seu aventura sozinho. Seus companheiros têm muito a lhe ensinar sobre matar. Não sei onde tem essa bancada. Personagem, meu Deus, eu me confundo todo. Talentos. Bora. Aí. Talento já foi, hein? Vamos agora habilidades. Aumentar isso aqui. Ó. Tremer. Humanos têm uma chance de 20% de tremer de medo por 4 segundos após o seu primeiro acerto neles. Bom. Gasval. Ficando brabo. Jacob Speed. E você, Pavarotti? Ah, não botei nada em Pavarotti. Poxa, podia ter botado, né, Pavarotti? Ah, desculpe, minha querida. E o perdão? Onde está seu martelo? 100%. Tem um vendedor. Então aqui, armazém. Padre. E aí, padre? Foi difícil, hein?
This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I've done. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a godforsaken joke is what it is. French. I
I was so high and mighty, preaching to the youths about following the plan while fighting at every turn.
Sempre que eu li o pai pedindo que as pessoas doessem. Você só queria ir para você.
Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for personal gain, only for the greater good.
Mentiroso.
I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bakonu journal. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew. Free spiritual counseling, someone to watch your back, not to mention a grown-up in the party.
I'm 28.
Exactly. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well. Fantastic. Let me get my things in order and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
That's the last of them! Yeah, huh?
I'll meet you on the ship when you're ready to depart from Emerald Vale. Captain.
Another day at the cannery.
Don't go knocking your work. At least we've got work.
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Sorry, I've got just gotta keep our head. Sorry, I got a lot to do.
You read the latest report?
Only the part that said we ain't making our quota.
I don't know you. Amelia Kim, Spacer's Choice Beverage Dispenser. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal. Am I that easy to read? Yeah, we've been having some problems lately. Loyalty issues, lines in the sand. I know where folk in Edgewater stand. But you, I don't know you. If you're gonna have a drink, I'd like to ask that you do it within the premises. Can't have you taking drinks over to those deserters. Traitors. The lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working and went out into the wilds to... Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits. A bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches. Coming right up. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm contractually obligated to recite company slogans to any... Plague got you feeling woozy? Get yourself boozy with Spacer's Choice. Go ahead. The Hope? No, I've never mixed a drink by that name. I could get you... Wait, no, never mind. We're all out of something. I don't know what fancy bar... Would you keep your voice down? You're gonna get the whole cantina written. The Hope's folklore, all right? 60... You're inviting trouble talking that way. Look, either shut your gob or stick a drink.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Well, look at you, buzzing around the Aether with your very own ship. Rest of us gotta make do with the ground at our feet. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. I go looking for Zoe, I leave the camp undefended, seeing as I'm the only one of us who knows her way around a gun. Hence my dilemma. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. Little ways ago. She was always obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly... Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. Could do without the gallows humor. I'll tell you what... Could be. Dangers aplenty out there. No telling why Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does. She was lazy and thoughtless, but What is it?
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout, too. Something I can help you with? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions.